what inspired you to do the bass and just pick up the music and just start jamming like that, man?
I was watching Soul Train, man, back in the 70s. And it was probably about 1976 or 1977. And a group called the Brothers Johnson were on there. And they had these big afros and they was playing guitars and basses. And I wanted to be like the Brothers Johnson. And I saved up my money for the summer. And me and my little cousin Sean walked to the pawn shop about 20 miles, man, round trip. We walked. And I wanted to get a guitar. I wanted to be a guitar player. And so I went and I bought a guitar, paid $250 for it, and then I got home with it. And I was showing off my guitar to some of the cats in the project. And they said, man, that ain't no guitar, that's a bass. I said, guitar has 6 strings and yours only got 4 strings. So I bought a bass by mistake. And so I ended up being a bass player. Soul Train, man, the Brothers Johnson, 1976. I hate my speaking voice. I'm Jay Hicks. I'm a bass player. Been playing bass pretty much all my life. About 5 or 6 years ago, we went down to LA to do a TV spot that never aired with some janky producers and promoters. So I called my buddy MB to come and join me, and all we had was just bass and drums, because we couldn't get a keyboard player or guitar player. We couldn't find anybody. So we hit so hard that day, we just ran with it. So a lot of what we did was music that surrounded bass and drums, and we added keyboard, guitar players, singers, and horn players as the gigs we did. So when you see J Squared or J2 in the Bizzness, that evolved from what myself and Buy a Cotton started 5 or 6 years ago. And we've been hitting hard ever since. A lot of what we do is just jamming. We show up to a gig and we start out with a little set list, and it just goes from there. We're really a jam band that does R&B, we do rock, we do ska, whatever the crowd likes. We break into some Latin right in the middle of the groove. Mainly we have fun. If we look out into the audience and people are bopping their heads, we go with it. If people aren't, we try to amp it up or move on to something else, as long as the crowd is enjoying what we do. What we try to bring back is R&B. It just seems like the live music has left the R&B scene, primarily because there's an overall lack of talent in today's generation, unfortunately, and therefore there's a lack of support. But the few talented musicians that are out there working every day, working every weekend, every month, grinding, trying to get on tours, trying to get on gigs, trying to promote themselves. I have some very good friends who are out there promoting themselves and doing very well. And we're just trying to bring live music back. We're trying to do more to garner support for local musicians, trying to get local people out. We try to do things in other cities like Los Angeles and Fresno and the Bay Area. to garner support for live musicians and to bring live music back to the R&B scene. And we try to have fun. And you know, we're working guys. We have day jobs and families and spouses. So pretty much what we do is, you know, weekends, once a month type deals. We have regular jobs. We're regular guys that love music, and we like to bring it. And there is some talent with it. There is some great talent, local musicians and guys that just work and play on the weekends. You see, the guys that get the accolades are the guys that are full-time musicians and they're out there with the big tours and the big gigs. But there are some incredible talents that are playing on the weekend in a club or a bar that are just incredible musicians that are out there just trying to play and have fun. And we appreciate all the support that we do get from the people that follow us, our fan base, our families especially. I have children that are musicians. Most of the guys that play, have young children that are musicians that are well taught, that are going to be coming up in the next few years. And that's pretty much it. If the people like it, then that's where it goes. If the people don't like it, then we move on to the next song.
People ain't going like this with their heads.
Yeah.
It's actually
If people aren't bopping their head by the third song, we gonna start playing Brick House. You play Brick House, everybody's on the dance floor. I don't care how bad a musician you are. I've seen the worst bands play Brick House and flood the dance floor.
Yeah.
Everybody runs it. And you know, it comes down to whether you're the best musician in the world or the worst musician in the world. If you play the songs and the music that people like, you'll get some appreciation. Because chances are, when you go to a gig, you're not playing, in front of a room full of musicians.